All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this Coldcast presentation. I'm your casting host, Beef, and with me is Sender. We're bringing you Dreamhack Summer 2013, and we are in the group stages where the 1 and 3 KungFu Gaming takes on 0 and 5 iTS. Sender, this is a match that really is going to determine some seedings. Both of these teams probably going to be locked into the bottom 4 here, but definitely some pride still to fight for.
Definitely. These blind bands, they're really targeted at KFG, so this tells me that, Team iTS is not out of it. They still want to win. They want to play for the pride, maybe for some seeding, so, they're still going to give it their best.
Well, they certainly are, and iTS, I mean, we saw in that last game that they were kind of doing some trollish type strategies. I've been informed by the team that that is not going to happen this game. They're going to be giving it their all, and just a brief lapse in judgment, but we will be getting into this one. And Sender, already starting here with the blind bands up top. What can you tell me?
I mean, like I said, the Nomad and the Fate is specifically targeted at GG Slayer, so, they just want to ban out their core heroes. They don't really care what heroes that are considered most overpowered. They just want to target players. And KFG banning hero, they really can't play in Ophelia, the Lodestone, which is very hard to deal with.
Yeah, definitely. And we already see some picks coming out right there. Engineer going to be first picked up by KungFu Gaming, whereas Master of Arms and Aluna are going to be second and third overall picked by ITS, and they're blowing through this picking phase.
Yeah, so far KungFu Gaming coming out very far ahead. They got Engineer, which is a little bit above Master of Arms, and then they got Torture, which is a little bit below Master of Arms and above Aluna. So, as the first pick, they got, out of the 4 picks so far right now, they have 2 heroes. They're just coming out way far ahead, at least.
Oh, they absolutely are, and they can pick up their next one right here. Perhaps going to go for a carry-type hero. I don't know. Yes, they will pick up Dark Lady, so a short lane solo, hard carry most likely. And I don't know. What do you think about TDL pick?
I don't really like any melee carry. Okay, so for melee carries to work, you kind of generally need to give them total free farm, especially at the laning phase, because you kind of have to go this naked cleaver build so you can get past your early game hump. So, and you have to pretty much get them the full total free farm, and then that means you really aren't running a jungler, which is fine. You just have to play differently. It's just not usually how teams play, and it can work.
Wow. This ITS team is looking pretty fierce. I mean, both of these really. Dark Lady, the hard carry over here on the Legion team, maybe bringing them down a little bit in terms of early and mid-game ganking potential, but if she can get that farm, then she will be pretty insane to deal with. ITS, though, Pyromancer, Deadwood, Aluna, Rally, Master of Arms. That is a crazy strong, aggressive lineup.
I mean, they can seek the kills, but they can't really push the towers. They say they take a fight, they win a fight, they get further ahead, but they're not really getting that far ahead because they're not killing towers. Towers are what snowball games. They get you map control, which lead to more kills, and yeah. So since they have no push on the Hellborn team, it's going to give this Dark Lady a lot more time to get the farm he needs. They're not going to be pushing base by 25 minutes, which is generally the timing you want to win the game by versus Dark Lady. Or 25 to 35 minutes is when you want the game won, especially when your late game is an MOA. Or wait, their late game is a Pyromancer and a Deadwood. So, yeah, they have no real means to close this game other than getting millions upon millions of kills.
Yeah, they'll definitely be looking for that super strong aggression. Right now, though, they're looking to get a ward off in the opposing team's jungle. Master of Arms makes his way down with 1, as does Aluna, but they were dragging behind quite a bit. And Metalman and Aerofor, you got to get down there a little bit faster than that. Already we see KFG set up as 4, and they are in a pretty serious hiding spot. This is about to be a major engagement, unless they both dodge each other. Is this real life? No. Pebbles is going to find them. Stalagmites are available. The Stalagmites will go off. Compel is there as well. Keg on the 2. Lava Surge. Aluna going to be dropping. Charge shot coming out from Master of Arms. And will they pursue? Yeah,
Torch got another stun.
Yeah, chain reaction here.
They split.
And there's the chain reaction. Aerofor will drop. Nice Keg coming in. And 2 kills just like that for ITS. excuse me, for KFG. And double tap Bloodlust, man, does work.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty rough. You know, I'd like to see Pebbles probably send himself a stout shield right now, just because, you know, it'll help him in the lane, but he's probably not going to, which he doesn't. Are ITS gonna run a dual lane, long lane? I know they can probably get away with this because the KFG lineup has 2 heroes that they have to get farm on, so they could rotate the engineer bottom, but it would sacrifice the Pebbles farm, and it's arguable if that's worth it or not. You know, it's a call that they have to make, and I think they're just going to stick with the double dual lanes here, especially with the good start they've had.
Yeah, that seems like it could be pretty reasonable. I don't know. I think that Engineer will probably rotate and go camp the bottom rune at 2 minutes, I would think. And then if he can take a rune and try to set a gank up bottom to create space down there, that might
yeah,
be
with
what
a
it
good
does.
rune.
So we'll have to monitor that 2 minutes into the game. Right now, it will be a 2v2 mid, 2v2 bottom as well. And Torture going to take a lot of pressure, going to eat his way through a couple of trees here to get away from Deadwood Master of Arms. Good heads up play. YJK on the Magnus up in the top lane. Going to be going up against Bless on this Pyromancer. Currently Mag sitting on 2 and 3 and 1 now, as opposed to a 0 and 0 Pyro. He's just putting in the damage for the most part right now. Isn't putting in a whole lot.
Do you like the Fervor first on Pyro here, or do you rather see the stun?
I don't like the Fervor first, and it's a very odd build. I mean, he's gonna have a wave that's gonna be pushing here because of the Volcanic Touch from Magnus. He could be nuking this wave with a Phoenix Wave or a Dragonfire to actually get last hits and put out harassment on Magnus. Instead, he's actually missing every single one. Yeah, he just missed everyone but one CS off that tower, which is his second CS in the game. Bless having a real struggle time up top.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably prefer the stun just because you're in your short lane, you're versus melee hero, and with the stun you can disrupt Magnus's last hits, and when he's volcanic touching you, it does a lot of damage. But I guess he just wants the extra nuking with the wave and the E.
Master of Arms going to throw out a charge shot in the bottom lane, but no follow-up coming out of Deadwood.
I mean, for them to land a kill here, you'd have to Rotting Grasp and then immediately stun, and I don't even know if they have the damage if they landed both those spells.
Yeah, if they have the Acid Bomb down as well, I think all that negative armor might be able to get them a kill. But it would
Maybe
have
in,
to
like,
be under Torture.
I think maybe in like level 4, maybe level 3 or 4, but not level 2.
Top lane, YJK manning up onto Bless, and Bless activates the potion, but it won't be enough. YJK bringing home a kill up there, and he's now sitting at 322 gold per minute as opposed to 140 on Pyro. Pyro's going to have to not only buy a TP, but a potion, and this is going to set him pretty far back. He's not even going to go to lane with a potion, so I don't know. Bless having a really hard time over here.
I mean, this Magnus has bottle boots almost, but what? No, okay, never.
First.
He's not gonna.
Is he
If
just
you went
gonna sell
bottle
that?
boots, no, he's not. He's at full life. If he went bottle boots here, he would pretty much take Pyro out of lane. But since he went with the Ring of Health, I think Pyro will still be fine. Kind of a big mistake in my book, but.
Yeah, I could see that, but maybe going to try to capitalize on the fact that Pyro is low on regen already. Maybe try to trade auto attacks with him. With that shield, he can do so relatively effectively. And 2 points into the Volcanic Touch, so that does hurt pretty bad.
Oh, the middle lane, there's a little bit of action.
Well, there certainly is, as Pebbles and Engineer trying to go, but not able to pick up any kills. Both will activate mana potions now. And
We got Engineer checking the top rune, and Hellborn's not really contested. Okay, they don't have a bottle yet.
Oh no. Metal Man being played by, or Luna being played by Metal Man there. Maybe a minor mistake. Bottom lane though, Dark Lady attempting to go into Master of Arms. Health Potion will be activated as Isaka does have to fall back. And middle, Compel going to be used. Pebbles drops the Stalagmites into a keg here. Oh, but the final auto attack coming in from a Luna, so making up for that mistake. As what I was talking about, she activated a mana potion as she pulled dragons and had it interrupted immediately. So just a little bit unfortunate there, but makes up for it by Pebble's kill.
Yeah, some small mistakes on the skill builds here. Turret's a little bit better at level 2 on this engineer, and then this torture went bonds over impalement. I don't know if it would have made a difference, but like it's 65 damage versus 300 damage if you can get all the hits on. And you don't really have the mana pool to be spamming bonds, especially when Isaka's gonna be playing this hard support. So a little bit questionable, to be honest.
Yeah, interesting to say the least. A Rotten Grasp is going to be dropped after a charge shot, but they're just going to turn it around. Both supports will drop. Deadwood and Dark Lady now going to exchange some blows as well. TDL with the Ring of Protection and the Life Tube. She's more than happy to trade those hits.
And the Deadwood's out of mana, so he's going to have to go back to base or buy a bottle and a mana potion, which he should probably be doing, but they're using the courier middle for...
a mana
is that a ring of source?
On Compel? Or on
Pyro.
Oh, on Pyro.
Yeah,
Interesting. Naked Mana Ring, not going to help him up top. As the chain reaction does come in, there's the Agonizing Bonds as well. Auto attacks from Magnus do finish off Bless. Middle lane, loving stuff. The rally goes down at the hands of Pebble's Engineer. So 6-2 now the hero kill lead for our Legion team as ITS is having a rough start.
I feel like Bless has not heard of this item called Lightbrand. I've seen him go Ring of Sorcery every game, or a lot of games I've seen him play, and Lightbrand is just infinitely better on these kind of heroes he's playing. But he went Ring of Sorcery before Boots. He's gonna be really slow, has to walk back to lane.
I mean, it would be one thing if he had been using his mana the entire time to try to nuke out Magnus, but he's died twice now at 80% mana. So it's like, even if he gets the Ring of Sorcery, what is he going to do with it? Is he still just going to sit there and not use his mana? It's kind of an odd decision. And definitely not having boots against Magnus that's going to have Steam Boots here in another 100 gold is going to be a disaster. He's just going to get stunned, walked down, and then stunned again and killed repeatedly by this mag.
Yeah, I mean, well, he can't even lane. He's just, like, as you said, the boots versus no boots is too strong.
What are you going to do? There's Magnus channeling the eruption up top, and Bless goes down immediately. So, 0-3 and 0 for the short lane solo, and this is an absolute disaster for ITS in the top lane.
Yep, fortunately for him, Magnus is out of mana, so he's gonna have to go back to base here. He should go back to base, or at least fairy mana potions. And I think he's fairing 2 mana potions. Well, nope.
Mana potion and... no, the mana tube. No, that's actually a life tube for bottom. Mana tube for bottom. What am I on about? Bottom lane, though, speaking of that, Torture does drop the combined might of Master of Arms and Deadwood, who hits level 6 now. Has a point in the clear cutting, and we could very well see an attempted kill into Dark Lady, but Limestyle already falling back. He's very aware that there could be some potential harassment putting out onto him. And he's going the no-boots sustainer route as well.
I mean, that's fine as a Dark Lady, but in this kind of situation, you'd probably like to see Steam Boots first so you can actually gank, so like your teammates can gank for you, and you can get some kills.
Engineer back in the middle lane once more. He's gonna maybe try to set something up on Rally, but instead just buying space for Pebbles to keep on farming. There's a Luna. Rally is there. Seismic Slam coming in after the Compel. The turret going to miss, unfortunately, and Engineer already using the keg and the turret, so a Luna does drop. Deadwood going to be coming in. Throws out the Rotten Grasp. That was a pretty awful Rotten Grasp, if we're being honest, from Nova. Missing blatantly. Uses the Willowmaker onto Engineer. The Compel up the cliff, though. And she activates a health potion at the last second, just wasting 100 gold. He does go down. Nova brings home the serial killer streak.
Yeah, and also, Luna was holding the power throw, correct?
Right? I believe so.
It's kind of a mistake. You know, I think Rally could have chased Pebbles if he used the power throw right away. but unfortunately he didn't. And you know, a lot of times I see Lunas like miss their power throw because they hold it so long or they don't get it off. And
Trying to walk for one extra auto attack when you should just be using that power throw. Yeah. Dark Lady in the bottom lane having to charging strikes backward and then going to show herself in the lane. That's kind of scary, as there wasn't a Luna Deadwood Master of Arms there. But I guess she's confident with red boots that she's going to be able to outrun anybody.
I wonder if they're going to take these triple stack Ancients. You know, Luna was putting a little bit of time into stacking them. They could do it pretty easily with a Master of Arms here. And a Deadwood. It's a lot of minus armor. But Deadwood has no mana.
Yeah, with the Seismic Slam from Rally as well, they could actually clean all those Ancients up very, very quickly.
And I wouldn't use, like, honestly, when you're MOA, you shouldn't use big cooldowns like that. It's just so easy.
Oh, and speaking of Rally, he is going to drop in the middle lane most likely. Actually, Compel going to go out, and the uphill miss from Engineer. Unfortunate.
I felt the attack to creep, unless I'm just...
I could be wrong. I saw red text come up, but it could have said too bad instead of miss.
And he also held the turret there.
Oh, bit of a mistake.
Yeah, he didn't want to use his mana pool, but, you know, that would have been a for sure kill. And now Rally gets away.
Yeah, and on somebody like Rally, you have to secure those kills. You don't get that opportunity too often. Bottom lane, Magnus is going to TP in. And Torture out in front has the ward, looking for the chain reaction. He'll get stunned instead. Dark Lady charges in, silencing two. Deadwood comes over. Oh, a big keg with the Lava Surge there. Down goes Deadwood. Master of Arms and Pyromancer. A double tap for YJK on the Magnus. And a big resource advantage coming out. And a Helm of the Black Legion just picked up here on Mag.
Yeah, you know, this Magnus is going to be pretty hard to kill. He just needs to get those vestments, and honestly, he won't be dying for the rest of the game. He's very far ahead of everybody, and he went this tanky route, so he's just going to be so hard to kill. It'd probably require 3 heroes to kill him right now.
Yeah, gonna take quite a bit. Gonna go for a Lava Surge here. Ooh, loving stuff. You can see how scared he is using the Compel before even getting gone on.
Yeah, you know, he probably thought there was like a support in the background. Or actually, you know, they're going in on him again.
Stalagmites into the chuck backward. Energy Field does land. The keg going to connect as well, and Compel is going to be used. Magnus going to run down a Luna, looking for the Lava Surge. Chain Reaction will connect. Lava Surge into the chuck. Isaka gets credit for the kill on Torture. Now up 7 hero kills, 12-5 the hero kill score. Just 12 minutes in. And they're looking for more. Pyromancer is going to get the combo off. Stalagmite's going to miss as well. So GG Slayer not quite able to connect with that one. And they're still trying to come up here. The chuck forward. Magma's going to go on the wrong target though. And now has to back up. There's a Ward of Revelation down. Phoenix Wave going in. Rally has the Compel. But unfortunately Master of Arms backs while Rally wanted to go forward. Some miscommunication in what may have been a possible kill setup on the Magnus.
Look at this Dark Lady skill build. It's a little bit interesting. What? So you only get attack speed out of leveling the... You also get range, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's not really worth it though. Especially when your Dark Blades are leveled, you're also going to farm faster.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting build. I think it reduces the cooldown as well.
Yeah, it does. Is he really that scared of dying? I guess, you know, he must be, because he did go the Sustainer build. Their lane ward did get countered.
It's definitely a unique build here. Magnus just continuing to farm the middle lane. No vestments coming out on him. I'd really like to see vestments picked up before he goes for that portal key. Like you said, that combination of Helm of the Black Legion, Steam Boots, vestments, and the innate mobility and elusiveness, really, of this Magnus would put him in a pretty good position to never die. And both these teams just going to continue to farm for now. We do go into a quick pause, so hopefully this won't be too long here. The Hellborn team requiring a little bit of time. Maybe another one of those Windows updates going off. I know they have been happening a few times during this event. Always unfortunate, but you do what you can.
Uh, I kind of think the Legion team are doing a. I mean, I guess Dark Lady's still farming well, but I feel like they're not doing the best job of securing this Dark Lady's farm. They're not making the number one priority. Uh, I haven't really seen anyone come down here. They could have easily forced out the dual lane, long lane, with some easy ganks from either the Magnus or the Pebbles.
I think they've been prioritizing the farm on the Mag and Pebbles just a little bit higher until they get the portal keys. And once they get those portal key initiation tools, then they'll be able to create the space for Dark Lady to get that Rune Cleaver and then utilize it well.
Well, I mean, they've had free reign in the middle and the top lane. It would just require say Magnus walking bottom and then setting up a kill and TPing back top to keep farming, or same thing from the Pebbles. But they just want to keep farming their lanes, play it safe, get your blink daggers. But I feel like they could kick. I feel like they could kick ITS out of the long lane. Is all I'm trying to get across. And then that would force them to have no one farming down here, and then they'd only be farming 2 lanes where Magnus could still farm in the long lane.
Yeah, I think the counter wards down there really have been kind of making sure that they don't get that farm going on down there. Really a scary proposition for Dark Lady to be in that lane without any vision. And bless Arafor and, really the entirety of the support here for the Helmborn team have done a great job of making sure that this bottom lane is pretty warded up and making sure Dark Lady's pretty scared.
Though I'd still like them to kill these Ancients. They've been stacked for at least 4 minutes now, and when you have Master of Arms, it really takes about 30 seconds to kill Ancients and a minute by yourself. And they do have a Deadwood too, so those 2 heroes can kill Ancients in 30 seconds pretty easily with the minus armor. The dragons would be in the negative.
Well, right now, just waiting for this pause to come back. I don't know what's going on. I guess Oncast just got Windows updated.
Really?
It looks like it. It's unfortunate. The Windows updates plug. I mean, I know it hit me last night. I managed to get the postpone button 4 times during the cast yesterday, and that was the first thing I did afterward was restart to get rid of that, because that's scary. That's always scary when that happens. But Windows Update always will release a mandatory update the day before a LAN. It's just something that happens. Microsoft knows esports, man.
Yeah, man, they just want to cause issues. And they're not going to check the rune top. I guess Mag wants to defend the tower, but, with the rune spawning in 15 seconds, you think you would check the rune and wait for the next rune to spawn.
Yeah, but will instead just grab most of this farm off the tower. In fact, everyone but one last hit, and a nice counter ward going to be dropped here by Asaka. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to finish off the Ward of Revelation, and it was cleaned up by Master of Arms instead. Middle lane combo going to be used here, as Love and stuff most likely going to die. The energy field will finish him off, and Aluna even ducking into the energy field for a second. Chuck up in a couple seconds here. In fact, there's the Chuck available. Engineer going to take a lot of pressure. Power throw does finish him off. The keg going out, not going to connect. Torture is going to help out. Chain reaction stun is there, finishing off Pyromancer, the 3rd death for Bless. And Pebbles misses the stalagmites after using the portal key. Still has a Chuck available. Gonna need to catch Aluna for it. Chuck's a creep though, and now has to back off. If she has a mana battery, no, nothing. Has the power throw, misses the power throw. Good juke from Pebbles, but will die to the neutral creeps.
In the meantime, Emily got solo killed by Dark Lady in the bottom lane, which kind of makes no sense because there are Ancients he could farm. But kind of a bad positioning / being in the wrong place at the wrong time got him killed.
Top lane, YJK picking up the kill onto Nova. I wanted to point out in the bottom lane this Rev Ward that is actually in range here. they know that there's a ward of sight, but they haven't been able to go counter ward it just yet, and they're not going to be able to now. It is expiring in 5 seconds.
They might have not even seen him place the ward because that ward of revelation actually doesn't give vision of the ward of sight, especially when that site the ward's next to the tree line there.
Oh, okay.
They'd have to walk over there for them to see that ward.
Yeah, I know the Master of Arms had been hanging around there, but it's possible that he did just miss it. Bottom lane combo onto Rally. No follow-up, though, so Rally just going to be able to compel out of there.
In the top lane, Mag is going on Pyromancer.
Again. And 3 seconds now till another Magnus stun. And he's going to have to actually Mag stun away and will die right here. The Willowmaker going to be used. And YJK getting a little bit too cocky. The onslaught streak ended for 530 gold. Donated right into Bless's pocket.
YJK is a little salty about that one.
I could imagine that he is.
I would still like them to kill these ancients. Like it's in what? That's like 1,000 gold, 1,000 EXP. They could have already killed these ancients like 3 times now, triple sacked.
Oh, Rally will drop this time in the middle lane. And TP is going to be canceled. Yeah, I completely agree with you about those sanctions. So they need to be taking the resources when they can. And so far, they have not done a very good job of that. Instead, giving up kills left and right in the middle lane. Dark Lady does grab the Ghost Marchers and the Ruined Cleaver. And we'll actually go for a long-range Taint Soul. Oh, the long charging strikes there. Hey, that helps out when you have level 4 charging strikes. Close the distance and get a kill on the level 6 Master of Arms.
Yeah, you know, the phase boots plus the charging strikes does help you close a lot of distance for those solo kills.
Easy. Portkey just picked up on Deadwood, so we'll see if Nova can put that to good use.
Yeah, I mean, this Dark Lady is still pretty easy to kill.
Or they go deep onto a Luna. There's the Stalagmite Chuck combination. Darkblade's charged forward. Rally gonna get caught inside the energy field, pushed back through, and QQ Noodle will pick up that kill. Nice energy field turret combination from our engineer.
You know, they could actually take a fight at this tower if they MOA goes up there and drops the goo, Nova lands a grasp, so he could easily kill, say, the Dark Lady.
Chuck that Pyromancer. The Dragonfire going to be used. Stalagmites in the auto attacks, finish him off. Isaka picking up the ultimate warrior streak there. Helm of the Dominator just going to be grabbed by Dark Lady. Actually, the Whispering Helm, that is. And
how much damage does the goo do per second? Physical?
I think it's like 40? 60?
40?
Maybe?
So, okay, it's 60 and there's a 2-second grasp on 4 heroes, that's 200 damage plus like another 120, so it's like 320. Then you have the Deadwood Punch, so pretty sure Nova could, if they did executed that correctly, they could have killed 1 hero instantly, and then you'd have 4 heroes that are like really low from goo, and they'd have to just back out. But they chose to, you know, just not go for it, not take the risk. But now they're 16,000 gold behind, 14,000 EXP. And they're going to be really hard-pressed to take a win here, especially when they have really no late game.
Yeah, the late game, pretty minimal. Magnus is going to look for a charge up on the Eruption, but Rally and Aluna spotted him walking there. So they're going to go ahead and back up. They have 3 players on this Magnus, and they're so scared of him. With good reason, because here comes Torture and an invisible Pebbles. That could spell doom here for our Helmborn team.
I imagine GG Slayer is going to go in. He hasn't really backed down yet this game. You know, he kept going in. But a little reserve there. You know, Rally wasted Compel. There would have been literally no support for him outside of a Red Master's Call. We have Dark Lady solo pushing a top lane.
Oh, Magnus
no
going
mana.
deep into the Lava Surge on 2. 5 players are here from the Hellborn. Keg gonna miss. Aluna gonna go for the power throw, but she gets chucked and comboed by Pebbles instead. Pyromancer gonna use the mana ring. Engineer wants to get the energy field off. Will drop it right here. Master of Arms gonna walk through it as Pyromancer drops immediately. Compel into Seismic Slam. Will finish off Magnus with the Willowmaker. Engineer's dead as well, and Torture trying to man up. Looks like Pebbles is deep into the base, finished off the Master of Arms. Torture gonna try to chain reaction set on top of himself, but misses. And the Compel finishes him off. So in the end, a 3-for-3 trade, but Dark Lady cleaning up farm and towers in the top lane.
Yeah, I mean, it was a 3-for-3 trade, and they get a tower, but I feel like KFG did pull out a little bit ahead there, but I feel like if they just 5v5'd, they still wouldn't lose a team fight, and they would crush it if they executed it properly with good initiation. And they're just making the game last a little bit longer than it needs to. But, you know, in the end, they did come out ahead there, and if they want to play it safe, they can just, you know, split push, take 4-on-5 fights, while Dark Lady just gets secures the late game, pretty much.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot that ITS can do at this point. But they're going to keep trying, of course. Deadwood on his way to that Soul's Bulwark. About 300 gold off. Dark Lady is going to get caught out here. Charging strike into the charge shot. Oh, the double combo coming out. Pyromancer gets blown up by GG Slayer. Legendary double tap coming in. Middle lane. Deadwood going to get the Rotten Grasp. It misses, actually. And the Willowmaker was used. The red power throw connects, but Engineer just a little bit too tanky with those steam boots. And now a tablet picked up. So Willowmaker on cooldown. This is another opportunity for our Legion team.
We have Magma Soul pushing the bottom tower. He's probably gonna get it. There's no reaction so far.
Yeah, none whatsoever. 6 towers down now for the Legion.
So we saw this Dark Lady decide they go Helm or what, Whispering Helm instead of Abyssal Skull. Which, you know, in most circumstances I would disagree with it, but since he's against a Deadwood, I like the additional armor that he's gonna get from the Whispering Helm. Gets another 5 armor.
It's the same as Abyssal though, isn't it?
But he has a Bassi.
Oh, there you go.
But he might have just got rid of his Bassi, so then it's like, whatever.
Yeah, this is out on the Ring of the Future now to actually pick up a Searing Light. Okay, so he's about to go Dawnbringer. And that's not going to stack with the Whispering Helm lifesteal.
I mean, you can, what's the thing called where you just change your orb toggle? You can also just use the Whispering Helm as a farming mechanic. You can just wait for your Satanic or Symbol of Rage, and just use that as a lifesteal. I mean, I'm just keeping some reasoning here.
Yeah, Air 4 going to go down, taken up by the solo support Torturer. And Limestyle going to get a kill onto Bless up top. That's Bless's 9th death of the game. He's having a very, very rough time. The Triple Ancients finally go down here just to the wrong team.
I think this is like this. I've only seen Ancients killed twice this game, and they were just killed by the Legion team. But, yeah, you know, he might just go Searing Light here, but then Geobane would be way better, because, you know, just fits. If you use it correctly, it's better at least. But he's going Dawnbringer, okay.
Yeah.
So right now he's gone 3 farming tools, pretty much, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't agree with this. I feel like if you had gone the Abyssal Skull Dawnbringer route or Abyssal Skull Geometer's Bane, like, be in a little bit better position, and especially Abyssal Skull Geometer's being significantly less expensive. Bottom lane, Deadwood is getting walked down. Defensive Master's Call going to be used, and he will survive. And he won't turn it around.
Oh yeah, they are going to. Oh, okay, missed grass, but you know I kind of like Dawnbringer in general in Dark Lady, just because it gives you a higher peak. Like, you know, Dark Lady has a carry that peaks really early on. And they go on the failed attempt in the middle lane. But generally, a lot of Dark Ladies get a lot of small build-up items, so then you have like this huge peak where other hard carries usually don't have it, around like 30 minutes in. But since he's going like, Whispering Helm that doesn't really do anything, and Dawnbringer, it's kind of like counterproductive.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice, for sure. I want to comment on that middle. When they set up the kill onto Rally, they had the Lava Surge there, and then they dropped the energy field, and Engineer failed to use the turret. Magnus just started to channel up, and once again, Engineer held the turret. He could have easily turreted to push him through the energy field, which would have silenced him, made sure the Compel didn't come out, and then Magnus could have secured the kill with the Eruption, but unfortunately the turret was held, and once again, Rally escapes.
I didn't really see the situation. Maybe you know, he thought it was a confirmed kill.
Well, this time they're going to use the turret along with the keg, and Rally is going to drop. Deadwood comes in, the goo is there, and Pyromancer going to get the combo to finish off Pebbles. Blazing Strike on a Dark Lady's roll. TDL man's up, they kill each other. Magnus with Nullstone in the front lines here. Going to be looking for a kill on the Master of Arms. He's going to find that one pretty easily. Even going to use the Lava Surge. Could have held the Lava Surge, actually. And maybe gone for a kill onto Deadwood or Luna, but...
You know why Dark Lady died there? Because he wasn't life-stealing.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he had the Dawnbringer modifier on. And he would have lived if he had lifesteal modifier activated. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, at least.
And that's a pretty big deal. You don't want that Dark Lady dying, and especially... not dying because he was getting a 6% stacking slow going. Like that slow wasn't going to be doing anything for you. That slow is very minimal to begin with, but that's one of the problems when you build 2 attack modifiers.
And then Pyromancer just went the green triangle. Well, guys, let's just, I want to live. Not exactly the best turret, Ring of Sorcery, Green Triangle, Steam Boots, not the ideal build he's got here.
Yeah, no initiation really whatsoever, no big punch either. Really just going to kind of, please don't kill me build.
I mean, Pyro can snowball if you have a good start and you go, say, like, Portal Key into Grimoire, or Grimoire into Portal Key, and you can do like a lot of damage and just pick heroes off, but with this kind of start, he's really not going to be able to do much other than cast his spells and try not to die.
Yeah, not really sure what they're going to be able to utilize with that Pyromancer. Magnus heads to the middle lane. Going to try to get some farm here, but Dark Lady cleans up a majority of it. YJK with that Nullstone. What do you think about that pickup, Sender?
What's the point? I guess you can't stun out of a grasp, and that's how they're gonna kill you anyways. So Dead will grasp you, then waste his log to burn your Nullstone, then he will punch you, and then you will die, maybe. But it's really not doing anything, to be honest. To be like, I don't know, it's just a waste of 5,000 gold. It gives you 15 stats, and it could be better suited as a Frostfield play. It gives you more armor, and you still wouldn't die to the physical damage. It could be a sheepstick. It could be among many things.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really see the purpose too much. Will, of course, make sure that he's not going to get stunned out by Charge Shot or ulted by Pyromancer, so that helps a little bit. Red Power Throw scouts out the Conquer kill, but the Hellborn team simply not going to be able to respond in time. Deadwood will Portal Key up, and Pebbles with Vision could go for the group chuck as he's just picked up a Staff of the Masters. I'd like to see that. Are we going to see the Slam Dunk Pebbles?
I want to see the triple chuck into Engineer Ultimate. I just want to see it one time.
Man, I went back and watched the VOD yesterday of Myth S2Y versus Impunity, and the Pebbles combo in the last team fight was so big. It was pretty insane, man. Double damage on Deadwood. He is going to want to open up. Rotten Grasp is going to connect onto nobody. Dark Lady going hard in the background. Going to drop a Luna. Deadwood gets chucked backward. Dark Lady needs to finish off the Deadwood, but it looks like Nova is going to be able to get away. No, Charging Strikes finishes him off. Dark Lady with a hat trick so far. Going to be going on to Rally. Will not pick up the quad kill. The chuck backward. There's the quad kill, but Limestyle not able to pick it up. Annihilation denied by GG Slayer. The Courier even going down. GG Well Played's coming out as the group chunk is going to help to finish off the melee ranks. And 29 minutes in, ITS is going to go to 0-6 as KungFu Gaming will advance to 2-3, now tied with Myth S2Y.
Yeah, they lost. I mean, they pretty much lost every lane. And then from there, they couldn't really find a hold in the game. They just got picked off over time, and they fall in this game. And at this point, they're just gonna try to do better than the loser bracket and see if they can make it work.
Yeah, ITS does advance to their next match is gonna be against Impunity, who I believe just dropped to 0-6 as well. So one of those teams is gonna win a game this tournament, and we're gonna find out which one. Not too far away, but so far, I mean, just been a lackluster performance out of both of them. They're both really, really struggling so far in the tourney.
Indeed they are. I don't know. It feels like ITS and KFG. I mean, I guess KFG are finally starting to get a grip on their play, and they're starting to play more as a team, so that's good for them. But ITS have just been struggling the whole time, like you said.
Yeah, Impunity, I feel like they're going to have a little bit of an edge against ITS to hopefully come out of this 1-6, but one of these two teams will be going to 0-7. Now, KungFu Gaming and Myth S2Y, those are going to be some important matches coming up as well. So, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the schedule here, take a look at that. Our next matchup is actually going to be KungFu Gaming versus Myth S2Y. I know on the schedule right here, it says SGEU versus VDT, but I was informed Honcast is going to be casting that. Of course, a very big matchup between two teams that are both doing pretty well right now. SGEU at 5-0 and VDT at 4-1, so that's going to be a big one. I was really looking forward to casting that, but I guess it makes sense to have that cast on the big stage that is Honcast. But, Sander, we're going to be taking a look at Myth S2Y and KungFu Gaming, which are both at 2-3. So this is a pivotal matchup for what most likely is going to be the 5th place spot in the seeds.
Indeed it will be. You know, you definitely want to win this match. You know, I'm pretty sure every team would rather play ITS or Impunity at this point. They're easily the one of the two is the weakest teams in the event at the moment, and definitely playing for pride. You don't want to come out 8th, even if there's no money on the line, even for 4th through 8th. So at this point, honestly, pride's probably the biggest motivator for some of these teams.
Yeah, absolutely could be. But guys, we are gonna go ahead and move on now. Gonna take a quick break here as we pull up the standings. Take a look at that. After the last round, Stay Green, Complexity taking it over Impunity, going to 5-1. Impunity down to 0-6 after that matchup. And then, of course, KungFu Gaming up to 2-3 as ITS also drops to 0-6. So that's the current standings here in the Dreamhack Summer 2013 Han group stages. And we got a pretty close race for the top 3 spots between Complexity Gaming, Stay Green EU, and VDT. There's a possible 3-way tie situation. If SGEU loses to VDT, both of those teams will go to 5-1. And then if SGEU beats Stay Green, Complexity beats Impunity and S2Y. So they just got S2Y left. And then VDT takes out KFG, their last opponents. There's a possible 3-way tie for first place in this group stage.
And a 3-way tie is the only way for tiebreakers to be played, considering there's already 2 head-to-head matchups, and SG International is impossible for them to come out further than first, or to get out of 4th, I'm pretty sure, right? Or near impossible?
It's going to be near impossible, yeah. VDT would have to lose to KungFu Gaming as well as... no, actually, because VDT has the head-to-head matchup, so it would require Complexity to lose to Myth S2Y. And Stay Green would have to beat Stay Green EU. That's the only way that SG International could not come out in 4th.
I mean, they're still going to play their heart out, but, you know, it's definitely, like, just going to be a very small percentile for the seedings to change for SG, at least. You know, they're pretty much set in stone.
All right. Well, Sander, we are going to go ahead and take that break then. And of course, guys, we will be back in about, looks like 25 minutes with our next match. Myth S2Y going to be taking on KungFu Gaming right here on Colecast with Beef and Sender. We'll be back, guys. Thanks for watching.